So that next night when I was in Miami, she got no boob. I'm like, what? I was like, I think I cracked the code. What it do, y'all? All right, y'all, so y'all see I'm in Mel's room, so y'all already know what that is. This is a mommy vlog. So, trying to see where I want to start. So, this is a mommy vlog about breastfeeding. So, there are a lot of pros and there are a lot of cons about breastfeeding. It's a little story time as well, but just more so tips for y'all. So, basically, when we found out that we were pregnant, I decided that I wanted to breastfeed, strictly breastfeed. Some people do breastfeed and they also do formula. I strictly breastfed. Some people strictly breastfeed and some people strictly do formula. So you have 3 different ones. So Mel is a COVID baby. So that means there was a lot going on when I was pregnant and stuff like that. So basically, with the formula thing, there were a whole lot of recalls with formula. So like, I know I would go to the store sometimes and there would be no formula in there. Like, that didn't really make or break me, but because I wanted to breastfeed and I knew that I wanted to breastfeed. So I did a lot of research on breastfeeding and things like that, and I saw a lot of pros, literally. So I have 2 cons. So for one, let me tell you this. I breastfed Mel for 22 months. So she was almost 2 when I stopped breastfeeding her. So literally, I'm gonna tell y'all the story real quick. So I stopped breastfeeding her and it was crazy. Everybody was like, why would you do that? So I was breastfeeding her. Like, I was breastfeeding her, strictly breastfeeding, no bottle, up until about, I think like 2 or 3 months. Then I started pumping so that her father could feed her and her grandma could feed her, her grandfathers could feed her and stuff like that. So I started pumping. And I realized pumping is a lot. Yeah, it's a fucking lot. Like, we're gonna get into that. So, so basically, I was breastfeeding, strictly breastfeeding. It was only breast milk the whole time. And then pumping and pumping and pumping. And then I got up to, I think she was 1 and like a month, something like that. So like 13 months if you do it by months. And that's when they turn 1, they can start drinking whole milk. So I'm like, okay. So I decided to do the whole milk. I breastfed her in the morning. No, I did not. I lied. I breastfed her at night, like with the boob. And I had stopped pumping for real. And then I gave her whole milk during the day. So like for lunch or something like that, she would have whole milk. And whenever it was breakfast, she would have whole milk. But only strictly at night, she had the boob. So weaning them off of the boob, I heard can be like so bad. Like, I've heard females putting like band-aids on their nipples and stuff like that. I personally didn't have to go through that, but I'm gonna tell y'all how I weaned her off. So yeah, gave her the boob at night, every single night, strictly every single night. She was ready for the boob. She knew she would have a cup of milk during the day, but at night she knew she was getting that boob. And Mel loved the boob. So me and Onyx said, you know what, we're gonna go to Miami. We need a little trip. We went to Miami for his birthday or whatever, and go watch that vlog. But that night before we left, I breastfed her with the boob. And then we left. So that next night when I was in Miami, she got no boob. So we was like, oh my God, how is she gonna do? My mom watched her. My mom was like, oh my God. Everybody was like, Jasmine, you cannot do stuff like this. Everybody kept saying, up until like the week, up until you leave, like you need to stop breastfeeding her, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, this is hard because Mel would want to, but don't get me wrong, I was trying. I would have my little cup of milk over here at her on her little table, whatever. Mel was like, no, give me the boob. Like, that's what you give me the boob. So it was like, shit, like this is hard, y'all. So whatever. So we freaking went to Miami. Called mommy that night. I'm like, Mom, call me when you finish putting her down or whatever. Let me know how it goes. She called me. She was like, girl, she went down fine. I'm like, what? girl, that shit right there, I was like, I think I cracked the code. So let me tell y'all something. I don't know if y'all really want to try this, because that can be a little risky. It can be very, very risky. But go on a trip. You're not here. Mel's awesome. For my child, Mel is more so like, if she sees me, then she wants me. But if she don't see me around, then she's fine. Like, she knows mommy's not here. Mommy's somewhere. Mommy's at work, or mommy's somewhere. So I guess because I wasn't there, she know I'm the only one that can give her the boobs. She just didn't worry about it. So that's how I stopped breastfeeding my child. And then when I came back, it was more so like, more for me, like, Jasmine, you cannot give her the boob. You cannot give in. So for me, it was like, all right, I'm not gonna give in. Okay. So I did that. So when I got back, I just put her to sleep, gave her the bottle. She did keep reaching. So she would be like, we would sit in there. I always rock her in her little chair right here. And if you haven't, go watch Mel's room tour. But so I would, like, be rocking her to sleep in the little chair or whatever, and she would reach in my hand, and I'd be like, no, Mel, no. And she would take her hand out, right? Keep rocking her. The night after that, she ended up going to sleep with a cup of milk, but the night after that, she would reach in there and be like, no. She was doing that for like a month straight. And then she finally got used to it, like, all right, she's not gonna give in. Like, I think she was also like, why me going, she won't let me do it. Nah. So yeah. So when it comes to pumping can be a lot. For some people, it's very easy. For me, it was very difficult. Because I kind of had Mel on a schedule. So when it comes to breastfeeding, it's like your body gets used to your routine. So the more you pump, the more you'll produce. I know you hear that all the time. Even so, it's very depressing. It is like very depressing, because it's like, when I went back to work, it was more so like, I need to have milk in the house for my child. If I want to strictly breastfeed, this was my decision. If I strictly want to breastfeed, then I need to have milk in the house for my child. This was before she turned 1. So, I kind of went back and forth like, oh my God, I don't know if I can do this. Like, maybe I just need to do the formula. But, my friends kept encouraging me, my mom, my boyfriend, like, they just like, Jasmine, you can do it. Like, I know it's a lot. I know it's hard. Like, you can do it. My mom was really like the one that was kind of like, Jasmine, I know what you're going through. Like, she didn't breastfeed me that long. I think she did like 6 months or something like that. But she was like, it just was too much for her. It was a lot. But she was like, Jasmine, I know how bad you really want to do this. Like, just keep pushing. One of my friends, Montia, was another one. She breastfed. She was really like my role model for the breastfeeding thing. She talked to me a lot about it, told me like all the pros about it and things like that. And I was like, I really want to do this. So I decided, I stuck to it, and I was like, I'm gonna do it. I would be at work crying. I'd be in my car crying. Y'all moms that going through this, I know what you're going through, girl. Trust and believe me, I know what you're going through. You really got to just stick it out. Like, you're going to cry. You're going to be depressed. You're going to be frustrated as hell. Y'all, I have literally pumped in a whole fucking bottle and was so pressed. Pumped while I was feeding Mel, put that junk on the freaking table, fell asleep with Mel, and finally woke up in the middle of the night, put her to bed, and left that fucking bottle out all night. Y'all know how bad I cried that damn morning? Oh my God, when I realized I did not put that shit in the refrigerator. You be so tired as a new mom. You be so overwhelmed. You be just postpartum, just everything just be going through your mind and your body. It's like you feel like nobody really understands what you're going through. Like, you just gotta keep going. I had to throw that. I literally poured that fucking bottle down the drain and was crying the whole time. It's like, I was like, I want to just bag this shit up and give it to Mel, but I'm like, no, because if she gets sick, it's gonna be on me. Like, I'm not even about to do that. Don't do that. Y'all, don't do that. If it sits out all night, don't do that. It needs to be in the refrigerator. So I poured it down the drain, whatever. But y'all, I tried the fucking lactation cookies. I tried some fucking tea. I tried some goddamn pills. Yeah, I didn't try not drugs. I don't do drugs. Y'all didn't try every fucking thing in the book to try to produce milk. I drank gallons of water. Like, I tried everything that I could just to try to produce more milk, because I feel like I just was not producing at all. So like, I was producing milk when it came to time for Mel to drink. Like, if she was drinking, it would come out. She didn't cry like mommy is gone or nothing like that. Like it would come out. But when it was time to pump, like trying to pump at work, trying to pump during the day, it shit was just not working. Your body needs to be on a schedule. It needs to be on a routine. So you need to set your alarm, set your clock. I'm telling y'all now, this is what I'm doing. If I have another baby, when I have another baby, because I probably will, when I have another baby, this is what I'm going to do. For one, I'm going to start pumping the minute I get out of the hospital. Like, I'm going to be bagging that shit up. We're going to have shit. We're going to have stock for months and months and months, because I'm going to just pump. I'm going to have my body so used to it that I'm just going to pump. I would definitely breastfeed again. I'm not doing formula. This was it was easy, but it was difficult. The pumping was the difficult part. So it's just frustrating and depressing. But I'm going to pump. As soon as I come out the hospital, I'm going to start pumping. When Mel don't eat, they eat every 2 hours. So when she eat on this one, I'm going to be pumping on this one. And I'm going to just bag that one and put it in the freezer. We're going to have so much stock. So another thing, let me let y'all know, if you don't know, for new moms, you can bag that shit and put it in the freezer. And it's fine. I think it's good up until 12 months or something like that. Don't quote me, but it's something like that. So make sure you do that, because stock is good. Because once you start running out, that pressure come and you get depressed and you get upset and you be frustrated. So I'm gonna definitely pump all the time. Another thing is, when you first have the baby, if they tell you don't pump in the hospital, they tell you don't pump those first couple days because the baby needs that. Let me tell you something. There's something called, and my daughter don't get sick. She don't get sick like that. She might get a little cold or something like that, but she don't get real bad sick. But they say that when you your first couple days, you have and I said it in another vlog, but you have this yellow, it's like a yellowish color milk. You need to pump that out, because when they get sick, you want to give them that, because it has that's all of the good nutrition and stuff like that. Breast milk is great, but them first couple days, that yellow milk, I don't know, I can't remember what it's called, but that yellow shit, oh my god, that's supposed to be cure every fucking thing that the baby has. You want to give them that. So I know that's my second thing. When I am in the hospital, I'm gonna pump that little, I'm gonna at least have 3 bags of that when I leave. 4, something like that, probably 3 tops, but I'm gonna try to get 4 of that before you leave. You want to try to get that. I'm just going to stock up and all that type of stuff. So what was my other thing I wanted to tell you? Oh, so the pros of breastfeeding are that it's very healthy milk. You do want to eat healthy. So I ate meats, vegetables, grains, fruit. I drink milk. I drink almond milk and regular milk. I drank a lot of water. I took my prenatal pills every single day. It was stuff like that it was you really want to make sure you do while you're breastfeeding, so that your baby gets those nutrients. Also, another thing is, it's supposed to make them very smart. My daughter smart as shit. It's ridiculous. She too, she know all her ABCs are, she can count from 1 to 10, she can hold a conversation with you, all that. Smart as shit. My third thing is, you won't have problems with shit being out of stock or salmonella being in your goddamn formula and stuff like that. It's breast milk. You won't have that issue. So those are my 3 pros right there. Now let me tell y'all a con. Baby, breastfeeding, okay, I'm gonna tell y'all the number 1 con that I have. Baby, them boobs gonna be saggy, okay? Telling y'all now, they gonna shrink down. So I'm gonna insert a picture of when I was breastfeeding. Them babies was C's, boo. Them babies was C's, okay? They was C's. They was a whole C. I ain't never been a C cut. Them jokes was C's because them things was filled with milk, right? So when you freaking stop breastfeeding, baby, they is A's, okay? Them things is tiny, okay? They might be a little saggy, but if your man really love you, he'll still love him. And they shrink down. They are A's. Mel took all of the everything out of me when it comes to my boobs. So they're not going to be as perky and as sexy, but they got the job done. My daughter's healthy as fuck. Okay, she's healthy as shit. And yeah, you gotta take the hit for it. Don't nobody else have to take it but you. But it comes with motherhood, and if you really want to do that, you gotta stick to it. I'm telling you. Another con. So the fun life, that shit kind of goes away. So like you gotta be here to kind of put her to sleep. That comes with being a mom, for real. Like getting her routine together and all of that type of stuff. That is really like the con, for real. The drinking, if you're really a drinker, like I used to drink wine. When I was breastfeeding, I was drinking wine. I wasn't really drinking, but I could get turned off wine. But I would drink wine. You could pump it out, or just don't drink that much, or drink a whole lot of water after. Or they had these little test strips that I never used, but you can get these little test strips that'll tell you like what alcohol percentage you're at or whatever, and if it's healthy for the baby, for you to breastfeed the baby, basically. I literally just would not breastfeed if I got drunk, and I didn't get drunk when I was breastfeeding her, so it worked out. But just a fun life that kind of goes away when you're a mom, period. But breastfeeding is just like the drinking. If you smoke weed, then I don't really know if that would I don't know. I don't smoke weed, so I don't know. But yeah, whatever. But the biggest thing is the boobs. Like, they just not that no more, for real. I had to go shopping for new bras and all of that, because literally you go down to an A cup. But yeah, it is what it is. But you can always perk them up with a little push-up bra, baby. Never know the difference. I mean, if you're watching this vlog, you'll know, but whatever. So what else? What other tips do I have? Y'all them fucking lactation cookies don't work. None of that shit works, for real. Literally just pumping and pumping and pumping and pumping and pumping. It's the only thing that really works. Nothing else works, for real. Do I have anything else for y'all? Oh, so one thing, this is my last thing. So the one thing that I was worried about when I went to Miami, when I stopped breastfeeding her, was if they were going to get engorged. So I will say, when you're trying to stop breastfeed them as least as possible. I know that's probably common sense, but some people might not think about it. So basically, that whole week, I would just breastfeed her at night. And when she was going to sleep, I would take the boob out. Like, I don't want you sucking on it, nothing. Like, because I didn't want to get engorged. I wanted my boobs to understand, like, it's not going to have that much milk. So when I was in Miami, that first night, I was like, oh my God, my shit going to get engorged, or either it's going to start leaking. And it didn't. It didn't do anything at all. I made sure that I wore a padded bra if we went out that night or something like that. But I literally had none of those problems. It did not do anything. It didn't get engorged. It didn't leak. Nothing. It just kind of like went away on its own. But I was kind of like slowing the process down. So yeah. And let me tell y'all this: if y'all plan to have another child, keep all your shit. I still got this table right here, because that junk came in handy. It got the little thing, little drawer that comes out and all of that. Like, that was my pumping. This was my pumping thing. I still got my rocking chair. Like, I'm keeping all of that, because Onyx wants a boy, and we'll probably have another child. I don't know when, but we'll probably have another child. I got all my pumps, my LV. I got all my bags, all my Nano BB bags. I got my breast pump. I got my Nano BB bottles, all that, because I'm using it again. That shit expensive, y'all, and you don't have to buy it again. You can ask for different shit and not the same shit that you already had. Like, keep that shit. I kept all of that shit, literally. My little pads that you put on when you breastfeed so that they don't leak and all that stuff when you go out. Yeah, they got all that type of stuff, okay? And they got LV in Target now, y'all. But that is the end of my vlog, y'all. I will see y'all in the next vlog. Please comment below and let me know whatever videos y'all want to see, or, what y'all want me to talk about. I'll talk about whatever. It don't matter. It don't even matter. I'll see y'all in the next vlog. Bye, y'all.